People who've fallen in love with someone you thought you hated. What happened? I used to set my alarm 10 minutes early just to avoid sharing the elevator with my upstairs neighbor. Katie was everything I couldn't stand. She played music too loud, left packages blocking the hallway, and somehow always managed to take the last washing machine right when I needed it. Her friends were loud at 2 a.m. on weeknights. Her delivery drivers buzzed the wrong apartment half the time. She had this annoying laugh that echoed through the thin walls. I'd lived in 4B for 3 years, peaceful and quiet. Then she moved into 4C and turned my sanctuary into chaos. For 2 years, we'd exchange nothing but dirty looks and passive-aggressive notes. I'd slip complaints under her door about the noise. She'd leave sarcastic replies about learning to live with other people. My friends thought it was hilarious. Just ask her out already, my buddy Rigo would say. You talk about her more than any girl you've actually dated. She's a nightmare, I'd insist. The complete opposite of what I want in a partner. Then last Tuesday, everything changed. I was rushing home from work, already dreading whatever chaos awaited me upstairs, when I heard crying from the stairwell. Real crying, not just sniffling. Katie was sitting on the steps between our floors, mascara streaked down her face, holding a pregnancy test with shaking hands. My boyfriend just left, she whispered when she saw me, not even trying to hide what was happening. Said he wasn't ready to be a dad and blocked my number. I should have walked past. That would have been the smart thing. We weren't friends. Hell, we barely tolerated each other. Instead, I sat down next to her on those cold concrete steps. I'm sorry, I said, and I meant it. He said I was too immature to be a mother, she continued, her voice breaking. That I was irresponsible and loud and, God, maybe he's right. He's not right, I found myself saying. He's just a coward. We talked for 3 hours on those steps. She told me about her job at the animal shelter, how she'd been saving every penny for nursing school, how terrified she was about doing this alone. She'd grown up in foster care, bounced between homes, never had stability. That's why I play music loud, she admitted. Silence feels like abandonment. I told her about my divorce 2 years ago, how my ex-wife had left because she said I was too rigid, too controlling, how I'd thrown myself into work to avoid dealing with the loneliness. That's why you hate the noise, she said softly. You need control to feel safe. For the first time, I saw her as human, complex, scared, just like me. The next morning, I knocked on her door with coffee and everything bagels from the place downstairs. Thought you might need breakfast, I said awkwardly. She smiled through fresh tears. Thank you, really. That became our routine. Coffee in the mornings before work, checking in during lunch breaks, dinner most nights. I helped her paint the nursery yellow since she wanted to be surprised about the gender. She taught me to cook something other than frozen dinners. The music stopped bothering me. Actually, I started to miss it when she wasn't home. Somewhere between assembling the crib at midnight and teaching her to change a tire in the parking garage, I realized I was falling for her. Hard. She'd fallen asleep on my couch one evening after we'd spent hours debating baby names. I covered her with my jacket and just watched her breathe, feeling something I'd never felt before. Not just attraction or infatuation. Peace. The night before her due date, she knocked on my door at 2 a.m., tears streaming down her face. I'm scared, she said. What if I'm terrible at this? What if I screw up this kid like everyone screwed me up? I pulled her close, breathing in her shampoo. You're going to be amazing. You love harder than anyone I've ever met. Will you come with me to the hospital? I know it's weird, but I don't have anyone else. Of course, I said without hesitation. I'll be right there. 12 hours later, I watched her hold her daughter for the first time. This tiny, perfect little person who looked exactly like her mom. She's perfect, Katie whispered, tears falling onto the baby's blanket. Just like her mom, I said, and I meant every word. Katie looked up at me with those eyes I'd once found so annoying, and I knew she felt it too. This impossible thing that had grown between us. I love you, she said quietly. I know it's complicated and crazy, but I love you. I love you both, I replied, touching the baby's tiny hand. More than I ever thought possible. That was 6 months ago. Donnie calls me Dada now, and Katie's engagement ring is sitting in my sock drawer, waiting for the perfect moment. The music plays again, and now I dance to it while making Danny's bottles.